Hey guys, how are you doing? This case is about a dragon fruit farm that's thinking of packaging their dragon fruit into cans and selling it in cans, not in fresh form to the supermarket. This is an interesting drill because it's a real case. I was thinking about it with a friend that actually grows lychees in his farm, and I really like this one because it has elements of forward verticalization, agribusiness, new product slash market entry. So with all those elements, it's hard to use a single framework and you gotta create something on your own. Okay, so let's get to the case question, and then you're gonna do your initial framework, and then we're gonna go to the hypothesis testing drill. Okay, here we go. So Fred's farm has been growing dragon fruit for over 10 years now in a 20-acre area in Australia, so not very large. However, they've been unsatisfied with the share of profit retailers get versus the share they get. Now the family running the farm is considering packaging their dragon fruit into cans and selling it as a product to retail in order to capture a larger share of the profit pool. How would you help them decide whether or not to do that? So, should Fred's farm start a canned dragon fruit brand? If you don't know what a dragon fruit is, take a look at this picture. It does remind me of a dragon. It's a pretty neat looking fruit. Okay, so come up with your answer and then hit play, and I'll show you the hypothesis testing question. Let's go. So you probably mentioned in your structure that you would like to know if, given that the taste is good, customers would actually buy this product. How would you test that? So if you didn't actually mention this, the interviewer is gonna ask you questions until you ask this, or until you mention this as a relevant issue. Okay? So the first thing I want to do here, and now I'm getting into my thought process, not yet into my answer, is define the hypothesis that I want to test with a cause, an effect, and a consequence. So the cause for this is, well, I actually have two major hypotheses here, but one of them is more important. I'm going to go through both because maybe you have one or the other and it would be fine. So the cause is dragon fruit is very expensive and or hard to find out of season. The effect, I can see that I have season written twice there. Sorry for that. The effect is that there are many customers who would like to purchase it but can't during out of season because it's too expensive or because they can't find it. And the consequence of this is customers would buy canned dragon fruit if out of season if it were probably cheaper, or you could find it, whereas you can't find dragon fruit. The other possible hypothesis here is canned dragon fruit is very tasty and it makes for a good dessert or snack. So customers would buy canned dragon fruit because of that. That's a little bit more unlikely and has a little bit more steps in there because you have to convince customers that it makes for a good dessert or snack. They don't know yet because they don't see canned dragon fruit everywhere. They don't see other people eating it. Okay? So the first one is the most important one, and now I want to come up with the sentence that I would tell the interviewer. This is what I want to test. So I want to state my hypothesis in a sentence, and it is, when out of season, there are many customers who want to buy dragon fruit but can't because either it's too expensive or can't be found. So mostly out of season, customers would indeed buy canned dragon fruit. And the way I would test that is the following. My question here is, would customers buy canned dragon fruit? And the first thing I'd like to test, and the most important one, if I could only test one thing, it would be this, is canned dragon fruit cheaper than fresh dragon fruit out of season prices? So, if I buy or if I use my dragon fruit from on season and then I sell it out of season, it's going to be much, much cheaper than getting fresh dragon fruit out of season. And to understand that, I would need to see if I can indeed prepare on season and sell off season, and what is the price difference between those. And next, if I could have a simple preparation process, because if the process is too complex or too hard to do, it would be too expensive. So actually what I do want to know is how expensive would the preparation process be, and the math that I would be doing is I try to get to the price of the canned dragon fruit and compare it with the out of season fresh dragon fruit price. To get to the price of canned dragon fruit, I try to see my costs and my profit margin. My costs would be on-season prices of dragon fruit. I'd have to know how much dragon fruit goes into a can and how much it costs to package it and process it to turn it into the product that I want. Okay? And next, I need to know if it can be sold out of dragon fruit season. So I need to know, will my product last over 6 months in the shelves? Because that's the time between peak of season and peak of out of season. Okay? And it probably will, because canned food lasts long. But if I needed to do a quick test, I'd simply check how long canned peaches last, or whatever other canned fruit lasts, and then I can assume that that's what my product's gonna last. Okay, and last, I'd like to check if there are enough for locations fresh dragon fruit won't reach out of season. So I'd probably look into capitals where there are more people and research with retail to see if there is dragon fruit out of season. So I'll call supermarkets or something and ask them, do you have dragon fruit when it's out of season? And next I could also check if fresh dragon fruit is sensible to transportation or if it's sensible to location. For growing dragon fruit is sensible to location. Because if you can't grow it anywhere and if you can't transport it very far, then you most likely don't have it in several parts of the country or even in other countries. And so that would be a good opportunity to sell canned dragon fruit in those places. Okay, so that's what my test would look like. I hope this helped you, and see you in the next one.